The landscape of cybersecurity is shifting as 5 new vulnerabilities have been added to the CISA's Known Exploited Vulnerabilities catalog. This development underscores the increasing need for organizations to stay vigilant against potential threats. On October 20, 2025, the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency confirmed that a vulnerability affecting Oracle's eBusiness suite has been actively exploited in real-world attacks. Identified as CV 2025-61884, this server-side request forgery flaw allows unauthorized access to sensitive data without requiring authentication. Alongside this, another critical vulnerability in the same suite, CV 2025-61882, could enable attackers to execute arbitrary code. In addition to these Oracle vulnerabilities, CISA has flagged 4 others, including serious flaws in Microsoft Windows and Kentico Experience CMS. We'll delve into the specifics of these vulnerabilities and discuss their potential implications for organizations and users alike. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. On October 20, 2025, CISA's inclusion of 5 new vulnerabilities in its Known Exploited Vulnerabilities catalog highlights the ongoing challenges organizations face in managing cybersecurity risks. Among these, CV 2025-61884, a server-side request forgery vulnerability in Oracle's eBusiness suite, has raised particular alarm due to its remote exploitability without authentication, which allows attackers to gain unauthorized access to critical data. This vulnerability is not isolated. It follows another severe flaw in the same suite, CV 2025-61882, which has a critical CVSS score of 9.8 and has been confirmed as actively exploited. Additionally, CISA added vulnerabilities from other platforms, including Microsoft and Kentico, both of which have been linked to significant risks. CV 2025-33073, a privilege escalation vulnerability in Microsoft Windows SMB client, has been noted for its potential to enable elevated code execution if SMB signing is not enforced. Meanwhile, 2 vulnerabilities in Kentico Experience CMS, CV 2025-2746 and CV 2025-2747, both carry a CVSS score of 9.8 and are associated with authentication bypasses that can compromise administrative controls. Furthermore, the vulnerabilities listed are not just theoretical concerns. They reflect a tangible threat landscape that organizations must navigate. The research community is actively investigating these flaws, with some insights emerging from groups like Synactive and Watchtor Labs. Despite the lack of detailed exploitation data for the newly added vulnerabilities, the urgency is underscored by CISA's mandate for federal agencies to remediate these vulnerabilities by November 10, 2025. This timeline emphasizes the critical need for proactive measures in cybersecurity to safeguard sensitive information and infrastructure. The exploitation of these newly identified vulnerabilities presents significant risks not only to the organizations directly affected but also to the broader cybersecurity landscape. The vulnerabilities added to CISA's catalog, particularly those associated with Oracle and Microsoft products, highlight the potential for widespread disruption if left unaddressed. For instance, the Oracle eBusiness suite vulnerabilities, especially CV 2025-61882, with its high CVSS score of 9.8, can allow attackers to execute arbitrary code without authentication. This opens the door for severe operational impacts, including data breaches and unauthorized access to sensitive information, which can lead to financial losses and reputational damage. Additionally, the vulnerabilities in Kentico's Experience CMS illustrate how even widely used content management systems can be targeted. The ability to bypass authentication protocols can lead to unauthorized control over administrative functionalities, putting critical infrastructure at risk. The potential for exploitation in these cases emphasizes the importance of timely patch management and the need for organizations to remain proactive in their cybersecurity strategies. The involvement of threat actors, such as those linked to CL0P branded extortion operations, signals a shift in the threat landscape, where sophisticated cybercriminals are increasingly targeting vulnerabilities in enterprise software for financial gain. This trend not only endangers individual organizations but also poses risks to the integrity of interconnected systems and networks. Furthermore, the requirement for federal civilian executive branch agencies to remediate these vulnerabilities by November 10, 2025, underscores the urgency of the situation. Failure to comply could result in significant security breaches, potentially compromising national security and the privacy of citizens. In conclusion, the consequences of these exploited vulnerabilities extend beyond immediate technical challenges, calling into question the resilience of existing cybersecurity frameworks and the preparedness of organizations to respond to evolving threats. As organizations assess their cybersecurity posture in light of the newly added vulnerabilities, immediate action is essential. The first step for both organizations and individuals is to conduct a thorough inventory of all systems and software in use, identifying those that may be affected by the vulnerabilities listed in CISA's catalog. This proactive approach ensures that critical assets are not left exposed. Organizations should prioritize patch management, especially for high-risk vulnerabilities like CV 2025-61882 and CV 2025-2746, which have been assigned CVSS scores of 9.8. Promptly applying patches released by vendors is crucial to mitigating the risk of exploitation. For those using Oracle eBusiness Suite, the urgency is amplified due to the remote exploitability of CV 2025-61884, which could allow unauthorized access to sensitive data. In addition to patching, organizations must enhance their monitoring and detection capabilities. Implementing intrusion detection systems and maintaining up-to-date threat intelligence feeds can help identify suspicious activity related to these vulnerabilities. Continuous monitoring can also provide early warnings of potential exploitation attempts, allowing for a quicker response. Training and awareness programs for employees are also vital. Cybersecurity threats often exploit human error, so educating staff about the risks associated with these vulnerabilities and best practices for safe computing can significantly reduce the likelihood of successful attacks. Furthermore, organizations should consider revisiting their incident response plans to ensure they are prepared to handle potential breaches stemming from these vulnerabilities. Regular drills and updates to response protocols can enhance readiness and resilience. For individuals, the steps are equally important. Personal device users should ensure their software is up to date and enable automatic updates where possible. Utilizing security tools such as antivirus software and firewalls can provide an additional layer of protection against exploitation attempts. In conclusion, addressing these vulnerabilities requires a collaborative effort between organizations and individuals. By prioritizing patch management, enhancing monitoring capabilities, investing in employee training, and maintaining robust incident response plans, both sectors can significantly reduce their risk exposure in this evolving cybersecurity landscape. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals.